Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great day so far and that you're doing well. For this video we'll be going through an unboxing of the high grade 12144 Gundam aerial rebuild. And the aerial rebuild is going to be pretty much the season 2 version of the aerial from the Witch from Mercury series. And this particular kit was released within the early part of 2023, which is the current year. Before I forget, this did come in from HobbyLink Japan, as most of my Plamo does, so I'll have a link to the aerial rebuild, as well as the other Witch from Mercury kits over in the description box, so feel free to check that out. Front of the box for the aerial rebuild. A very interesting take on the aerial. So this is the aerial's, I dare say, its second form. A very interesting look. Be interesting to see how it goes in the season 2 of Witch from Mercury. But it is a very nice shot of the aerial, very much in this very interesting weapon firing pose that's becoming quite evident. And we can also see some of the various bits attached to the weapon as well. Now, oddly enough, that corner shot is not going to be a recreation of the aerial, but there will be one in a little bit. But the base of the box does have some very nice images of the aerial. So on the far left we have one that's got some commentary about its flight units. The middle pose goes through its gun bits and its shell unit, whilst the image on the far right is more of the recreation of the front cover art, as well as using the special weapons base that I've also looked at some time ago. And a nice shot of the unpainted aerial. Top of the box, just a nice quick front and rear shot. Profile for Suletta and the usual Witch from Mercury blurb. But I will admit, very nice looking kit. Suit. Either. Very interesting to see how it looks once built. Okay. 2 badge runners and a manual. So that's standard level of plastic, so I will open all that up and then we can have a better look at everything that is included. And here we have the front of the manual for the aerial rebuild. This is kit number 19 of the high grade line, and we have just some quick text at the very bottom about Suletta and the rebuild. I definitely won't read through that just because it is relatively small and I don't think I can keep hovering it in front of the camera without weird things happening. Very nice front of the manual. In terms of the back of the manual, so all this imagery we have seen from the box, but we do have some more descriptions on each of these particular items, weapons, gimmicks, accessories, etc., functions, all sorts of words. Color guide on the left, primary white, blue, yellow, red. That purple grey that likes to pop up every so often, and green for the sensors. Parts list, which we will go through in a moment. Otherwise, as for the build, pretty much your stock standard high grade build. It's a shame that we don't get more of the manual actually in color pages, but I can appreciate printing in color does come at a cost. Decent sized manual, which is good. And then going through the various weapons, how to attach weapons, and things like that. So it's a very comprehensive manual for everything. And we also have a bit of a guide for the connections with the weapon base. So, very solid manual, this one. Sticker sheet. It's not too bad. There'll definitely be some bits and pieces that you'll have to pick between, but that is okay. But definitely not too bad a sticker sheet. The white ones are probably the ones I'm a little bit dubious about because they might have to go over different surfaces and things like that. Now, runners. Multicolor A runner, primarily in grey. We have some of that red, a little bit of green in the top left corner, at least in terms of this video. And on the far right, we have at the bottom of the runner bits in that nice clear smoke that we get to see a good amount of these days. I suspect most of those grey components will probably be for the weapons. B runner in grey. Now there is this one piece that has popped off the runner at some point in time, which is okay. It's still here, it's not missing. So typical B joints and inner faux frame runner, all in the nice grey. We have C1 and C2 both in white, two of them being half plates, but do ultimately make a very large C plate in total. So this will naturally be your external armor parts and things like that. Detailing isn't too bad. It feels like it's a little less than the Lafrith and the first iteration of the aerial. But it's definitely not completely absent. It's still there, it just doesn't feel as bad, especially looking at some of these larger armor panels where it's not as bad looking. But time will tell. So those with the two C's, we have a whole D runner in blue. It's a very nice blue as well. E runner in yellow for some of your interesting little venting and things like that. We do have a F runner, which will just have those interesting shell effects as well, so you can either use that or use the stickers. It's very nice that we get this included. Now, for those who were wondering, this particular runner does come in its own little plastic bag during transport, so obviously just be very careful when you're opening up the kit that you don't accidentally throw it out and things like that. And then lastly, we have another SB9, take that back. SB9, this time with flat beam sabers, but still in that very nice translucent blue color, so that's very cool. So there you go, very careful, that actually threw me. I was expecting to say SB13 once again. So it's interesting that they've switched the beam saber effects from circular to the tabby ones. Interesting. So that brings us to the end of the unboxing of the high grade 12144 Gundam aerial rebuild. I definitely quite like the colours. Some of the mecha design does have some homages to previous suits, but then a lot of the suits within the series does. But I'm getting a decent amount of O Gundam in there. Where's it? Double O Gundam. I can never remember which one. The backpack and things like that actually do remind me of the Fulburnian Safrantes, the GP01FB from Stardust Memory. Getting some nice vibes of that as well. But yeah, overall it's a very nice design. At some point in time I'll definitely put one together. Hopefully once I've completed my Lafrith, that'll be a signal for some kit movement, one can hope, but time will tell. Thank you very much for watching this unboxing video. Feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. All of this does help support the channel, and I do greatly appreciate it. Extra content can also be found on my Instagram account, link to that below, as well as the link to the aerial rebuild and other kits from the Witch from Mercury line over at Hobby Link Japan. Stay safe and take care, and I will catch you all in a future video. See ya.